Hello, this is Kaja Klimek, a film critic from Poland, reporting on the 41st Warsaw Film Festival in Warsaw that just recently ended. I was a member of a FIPRESCI jury along with Katrin Hilgruber and Natalia Serebriakova, which I warmly greet if they watch this material. As a members of FIPRESCI organization, we need to report on what happened during the festival. Katrin and Natalia are writing their texts, but I'm really grateful that I can do this review or report on the festival in this manner. I mean, in the video manner. As far as I know, it's the first time ever that somebody does that, a FIPRESCI member that is reporting in this way. So I'm super grateful to Basia Holender, our FIPRESCI coordinator in Poland, and the other decisive persons that allowed me to do this this way, that I feel the most comfortable nowadays. And I think that the film criticism today is a bit different than it used to be. Of course, writing is the source and the soul of our work, but also talking about films, doing podcasts or TV or radio programs is one of the things that we do as film critics working in the 21st century. My area that I want to report on is the tendencies in Polish cinema. I'm a Polish film critic. I work for many years. I actively am a part of a film festival circuit. I go to Polish film festivals, especially in Gdynia or in Wrocław, where we have New Horizons film festival that is more directed towards artistic cinema, author cinema, or art house cinema. And I can observe what's going on in the Polish cinema and Polish film industry. But I would like to focus on what we could see during Warsaw Film Festival. I want to mention that there is a new artistic direction at this festival. Bartek Pulcin, who just started recently to guide the festival in this manner, has a new fresh taste, I would say. So also the Polish films that he and his team decided to screen are kind of mirroring what's really going on in Polish cinema. If it comes to the competition, because I was in the FIPRESCI jury of this international main competition of the festival, we could see two Polish films. It was Brother by Maciej Sobieszczański and Home Sweet Home by Wojciech Smarzowski. Both those films focus on social realism in Poland. One of them is more connected to family issues. Actually, both of them are really connected to family issues, as Polish cinema in this manner really is. One of them is more traditionally made, focusing on the character's development, also on the psychology and on children, because there are two strong actors, really young ones, that are in this film, and on the changes that a young person can face when they are growing up in a difficult environment. I mean, also not only the family but also society in Poland. This film was awarded by the ecumenical jury, and I mean, of course, Brother by Maciej Sobieszczański. The other film that I mentioned, Wojciech Smarzowski, Home Sweet Home, is, as always, if it comes to this director, really strong message about the issues that not every person wants to hear, not every person wants to talk about, which is really difficult to handle, and really strong if it comes to the message. The title Home Sweet Home is really far from what we're gonna see in this film. There are really strong actors, Agata Turkot and Tomasz Szuchart, in this film, both of them awarded as an ensemble by the main jury, which is not a surprise, because to play this kind of characters entangled in the circle of violence is a really difficult task for an actor or an actress. But the film is also really formally interesting. The subjectivity of a main character, the female, is shown in the way that, yeah, it's really difficult to watch. And also the cinematic ideas, the filmic ideas of Smarzowski are really interesting in this manner. The film hasn't been screened for Polish audiences yet, so we will see how it's going to be perceived by a wider audience of this film. But as always, Wojciech Smarzowski gives the strong message to Polish people. I would be really interested what is going to happen afterwards. From what I know, females who are the victims of violence in the home environment, who have seen this film already, tend to be really connected, tend to be really also grateful to the director that he tried to make a film about that. We awarded the film from South Korea entitled The World of Love by Yoon Ga-yoon. It's a film about a really young person just coming of age and entering the life. So we focused on a bit different topic in our choice, but at the same time we had the chance to see the films also in the main competition that are also mirroring what's going on in the Polish cinema. There are a lot of co-productions, and we've seen The Father, a film by Slovak director Teresa Nwotowa. This film was screened before in the Horizonti section at the Venice Film Festival, and it mirrors the Polish cinema situation in what way? I mean, there is a Polish cinematographer, Adam Susing, there is a Polish editor, Nikodem Habior, there's also one of the producers, Mariusz Włodarski, is also Polish, so that's also a big part of what Polish cinema is nowadays about. The Polish producers or other filmmakers are working abroad, are connecting with European and world cinema community, working together, which also influences the way Polish films are made. They are more European, I would say, more universal. They tend to be also screened at big film festivals in Europe and a part of Europe in other countries. So that's one of the things that shows how Polish cinema gets connected with what's going on in the world. Also, we have a chance in the main competition to watch a film Anniversary by Jan Komasa. It's a Polish director who made, for example, the film Warsaw 44 about, in a really spectacular way, depicting uprising in Warsaw. He also worked a lot with TV series. He also made 2 films about connection of modernity and contemporary living people with social media and technology. Yeah, so he has a big experience in working in this area, and now he made his first film abroad in US. It's a film with, for example, Diane Lane and Kyle Chandler. There are also recognizable actors, for example, the main actress from the Bridgerton TV series, playing in this dystopian vision of American society, which feels like it's 10 minutes away from here and now. If it comes to other films that were screened at Warsaw Film Festival, we had Chopin, a film by Michał Kwieciński with the performance of Eric Kulm Jr. of Frederick Chopin. It's also a film mirroring what's going on in Polish cinema. We have a lot of biopics these days. We have a lot of historical period dramas that are showing the people or situations that are recognizable not only in Poland but also abroad. So this one is also reflecting what's going on in Polish cinema. It also, the fact that this film was made now is connected with the Chopin competition for pianist, international one that just ended. So we have this a kind of alignment of reality and cinema talking to each other on this really cultural way. This film shows the late life, I would say, of Frédéric Chopin, the way that we can also be witnesses of his illness, not only of his music. And the film is now on Polish cinemas, so we can also see how audiences are reacting to this film. So biopics and depictions of history, the recent one or also the ancient one, the from many years ago, are also pretty strong line in Polish cinema nowadays. We had also another film that is talking about this kind of historical period, mainly about the 60s in Poland, about the era of communist oppression. I mean, Varajola Vera by Kuba Czekaj. It's a new film just premiering at the festival during a special screening. It's about smallpox epidemic in Wrocław in the 1960s, and at the same time it's a story about overcoming difficulties when you live under the fear of communist oppression. So this way of depicting history, at the same time talking about characters and their struggle, I mean also with fighting smallpox in this way, in this kind of example, which is Varajola Vera, is also a really strong line in Polish cinema. We also had a chance to watch documentaries. People's Darling, I would call this film, called Baltic by Igalis, is one of the really popular documentaries recently. A lot of people went to watch it, also thanks to the great ideas behind the promotional team of this film. It talks about living in the little seaside city that many people go for their holidays, and it talks about a woman who works in the little fish bar and is like a really strong female character, and also like larger than life. So it's kind of a feel-good documentary that everybody can connect with. We also had the chance to watch a fresh documentary called Signs of Mr. Plum. Actually, Mr. Śliwka was his name. It was a famous Polish designer. It's a documentary by Urszula Morga and Bartosz Mikołajczyk. So as you can see also with those two examples, there is something that is really socially engaging, or just showing the maybe not really popular cards from Polish history, that we have something that we can represent as on this international circuit also, because Mr. Śliwka was like one of the really great designers of little signs, the logos in the Polish history. Apart from that, there was also a program of short films divided into competition, and also the best short films from Poland. And in those films, that are the filmmakers who are just entering the cinema. They are only starting to work, and there are also two lines that you can see. There are films that are really interestingly made, that are really with a lot of ideas, taking a lot from, for example, musical, animation, and thinking about cinema with sky is the limit. A good example of this kind of thinking in cinema is Soap Opera by Ania Zalewska. I really love that film. It's about a mermaid and about sisters singing together, trying to open a shop with fish. A lot of interesting things are going on, and I hope that Anya will keep her duties to push the cinema in this direction. There are also interesting ideas like People and Things by Damian Kosowski. It's a short film depicting what's gonna happen after the war in Ukraine will end, because it will end eventually, and he sends us into the future. There are also a lot of films that are more made in the social realism, and short film stay to be the laboratory of form and experiment for young Polish filmmakers. So as you can see, what we have seen at 41st Warsaw Film Festival kind of reflects the cinema in Poland as it is. There are co-productions, there are Polish filmmakers working abroad, there are experiments with form, there are interesting documentaries, there are biopics that are taking us back to the past to tell us maybe something about now and maybe the future. And there is also a lot of genre films, crime stories, musicals even that you can find in Polish cinema. So it's a really rich garden of films, and I hope that also 42nd edition of the Warsaw Film Festival will focus on Polish cinema so much and try to share the best or the most interesting or even the ones that are now made in Poland. So thank you very much for allowing me to do this report in a video way. I hope that it will also take FIPRESCI, as it is, a bit into the future, and that this is the first one but not the last report like this. Hope to see you at film festivals around, and thank you for having me as a member of FIPRESCI jury at Warsaw Film Festival. Thank you.